Hello everybody, it is Thursday the 15th of August. I want to speak about especially spiritual traps. There, David Icke was talking about the trap, and he's saying the trap is that you are trapped in the solid body, which you're not. You're absolutely not. If you can have spiritual experiences from the solid body, then you're not trapped. You can get out. That is exactly what Jesus taught you. That you can get to a different state of consciousness that will reveal a different reality. Now, here's the thing, it doesn't actually reveal a different reality. It reveals the same reality from a different perspective. So again, you're not getting out. So even if, let's say, far out, people would say, well, in the spirit, you can walk through walls. And when you say that, you're actually acknowledging that the wall is still there. The wall is still there. That reality has not changed. It is just perceiving the wall in a different way, perceiving yourself in a different way will enable you to go through it. But you're still acknowledging that the wall is there and that it is a reality. So you're not getting out of this. You are not. And then another thing again with Jesus is he was in solid body in the entire time. I mean, even after the resurrection, but most definitely during his lifetime. He was in a solid body. And again, you are not trapped in this, and this is not the only reality, but all the other realities are emanating from here. They are all other realities are contained in the solid experience. And they are emanating from here. Right. So, but I want to talk about we are actually going that way. We're actually gaining an understanding of what it is we are doing. Because we are, as I said in my video before, I think we're being shepherded in that direction. For the most part, not knowing what it is we're doing, and really no real understanding. Like out there's all beautiful beings of light. Out there, everything is so much better. Everything is sweetness and light, and that's the New Agers going out there, ooh, how wonderful. And then you have, of course, the Christians sitting there, oh, there's all demons. It's all the lower astral entities that are coming to get you. Again, what the hell? What is out there? Nothing that is not here now. And if you know it here, you will know it there. As below, so above. Now, what I really want to get at the moment is what it says in the Bible, There are those that kill by the sword. And they will die by the sword, okay. So that would actually more, I don't know, does that actually refer to just the physical body? That's what a sword usually does. Although, again, the sword itself might exist on a higher level. Jesus said, I brought the sword that causes division. I spoke about that before in my videos. So that is then actually a spiritual sword. But those that do that will die by the sword. Jesus says, beware of those that kill the soul. There's something you might want to consider. Oh, I'm an eternal being and it doesn't matter, I will go on endlessly. No, well, Jesus is saying you can die. even in the spirit, you can die. Your soul is not eternal, and I keep saying that myself. Nothing is eternal apart from the all itself, and you're not that. So beware of those that kill the soul, and then beware of those that will lead you into captivity, those that will trap you. And that is, again, there is traps on every level. It doesn't change. You're not going into sweetness and light. There's good and bad here, there's good and bad on the next level, because you're actually looking at the same thing over and over again, at the same reality. So, and here it comes, and that is actually what Jesus did, is a trap. The way he was led will trap you. And you're being taught that in order to trap you. Now, I've been thinking about, where this is coming from, in the beginning. And this whole teaching was actually, until the crucifixion and after the crucifixion, a completely internal Jewish affair. Had nothing to do with Gentiles or anybody else. I mean, they had to involve Rome for the crucifixion, not quite sure why, but they did. But other than that, had nothing to do with anybody else, because Jews keep to themselves. In fact, they're told not to connect to anybody else, but to stay separate. Yeah? So, and all that changed with Paul when he bumped his head off the road to Damascus and suddenly found the need to share. Found in himself a newfound love for the Gentiles, and him being a Pharisee. There must have been some crack to the head to create that change. I don't think it did. That it was a plan. So, the cross, the way of the cross, I say there are two ways. It's the way of the miracles, the way of love your neighbor as yourself, a way of working this in this world, which the disciples did. They healed people. They resurrected the dead. They did that. And then Paul goes and teaches the cross to the Gentiles. The way of the cross. And again, the way of the cross is actually what was rejected by the Jews. They still reject that to this day. Try to preach the cross in Israel. See how far that will get you. I believe there's an actual law against that. So no, that wasn't preached to the Jews. The cross was preached to the Gentiles. And again, you bring in a group of people, that have no knowledge of what is, for a Jew, he grew in that knowledge for thousands of years. I mean, it is quite possible that it is actually in their DNA. Yeah? They are that. And they would have an understanding. And as I said, they hadn't, out of that understanding, they rejected that way. But the Gentiles would have had, they would not have been rooted in the knowledge to even understand what Paul was going on about. And I mean, Paul himself said, they are babes, and I'm giving them milk, giving them just one level of knowledge. And I want to go deeper into the knowledge what would be the meat for the man, but he was still feeding them milk. And then Paul was taken out of circulation, went to prison. And what actually happened there in the end, with the Christians? Were the babes and their milk left to their own devices at some point? and the lunacy that is about is the outcome of that. I mean, how many actually got to the meat part at that time, to a deeper understanding of what is actually going on? Or was it just a bunch of babes with milk being left to their own devices and off they went? And Christianity developed from there, which would be a really bad starting point. Yeah, and I don't think a terribly good tree will grow out of that. But, and here comes, the way of the cross is the way into a trap. Yeah? And that is what I said yesterday. You get trapped on one energy. And you have tunnel vision, and that is where you are, you're all in compassion. You now have the greater knowledge, you're enlightened. No, you are actually trapped on one energy. And you've lost the greater knowledge of reality. Yeah? And if you're trapped on this level, on the physical level, it will not change on the higher levels. Again, as below, as above. You're going up in complete tunnel vision. It is tunnel vision on every level that will follow, on every level that you're going to. You will always be in tunnel vision. And that is a trap. And I would say maybe the learned Jews, the temple at that time, understood that. If they didn't understand it at the time, and it most certainly has come to them by now, that understanding. And I would say absolutely that knowledge, again, knowledge is neither good nor bad. Knowledge is what it is. Good and bad comes into being in the way that you use it and with what intention you use that knowledge. And yes, that knowledge has led to great evil in this world. People are trapped in the spirit, trapped on one energy. It's a trap. And again, Jesus, in his own life, as I said, he was led by something. He channeled something. He said, I say nothing and I do nothing. I do nothing for myself. I do nothing unless I'm being told to do so. So again, he was deliberately from somewhere led on that way to continuously be in the energy of compassion until you are trapped in it. But again, Jesus trusted. There was a voice coming from somewhere else, so it must be so much greater than us. Maybe he was on that perception himself, I don't know. We are most definitely, a lot of people are definitely being led into that perception. It's out there, it's God, it's so much greater than you. You must trust and you must follow like a sheep. Yeah, and maybe that's exactly what he did. So much greater. I hear it, I know it's real. I'm getting these instructions, I'm doing as I'm told, yeah, to the glory of whoever is leading me here on that way. And I shall, if the Father commands me to be in compassion, I shall be in compassion. But there's something happening in this reality. You get trapped on that energy. He was trapped. And then he was reeled in. Fishers of man. Hooked and reeled in. Hooked, trapped and reeled in. And again, it's something that should not happen to us, and we need, I say we need to know. We need to know what we're doing. We need to understand. We absolutely need to understand. And that teaching teaches us a lot. If you stand back from Jesus is the Son of God and he will come to save you. And there's a good one-liner again for the sheep. or two one-liners. They can cope with two, actually, if you have them separate, you know. Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus will come to save you. Bleep, 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 bleep. Endlessly. So snap out of that and look at what the story actually says and what is actually happening there. And combine that with other understanding that is already in this world pertaining to that. You know, not all knowledge. Yeah? Don't go into the Nordic gods and these gods and quantum physics and, throw it all in one pot and you get the most confused soup out of it that you can possibly get. No, gather knowledge that is pertaining to that problem, to that story. Yeah, the rest of it probably will not serve you at this moment. It's knowledge. But as I say, if you go into the big library, ask for what you actually need to know. So, yeah, pertaining to that, what happened there. And I really think you will come to the conclusion that he was driven into an addiction, you know. First of all, following orders blindly, driven into an addiction deliberately, because I would say whatever ordered him knew exactly what they were doing and what it would work. Driven into addiction and then trapped on that energy. And that is a trap. That is a spiritual trap. And if we are now being led into, people are being led, oh, be all compassion, or, do this, do that, without fully realizing the, again, side effects of spiritual work. Strong medicine, that's strong medicine, and it has side effects. Yeah, out there is all good, it's all on a high level of consciousness, it's beautiful. There's spiders up there, and they're trapping you in their web. On a spiritual level. Beware of those that will lead into captivity. That is the way into captivity. Anyway, here. I leave it at that for today. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.